Now listen to what the Treasury Secretary had to say about Democrats' fear-mongering when it comes to DOGE.
They're trying to be fear-mongers with the American people, because what's really going on here, here at Treasury, the two people, they had read-only access to the systems, and they've remodeled the system. They have no ability to touch anything. They have no ability to make any changes. There are very strict guardrails around them. This kind of fear-mongering doesn't help anybody, but it tells me that people are worried that, that they're part of the waste, fraud, and abuse.
All right, Congressman Byron Donalds joins us now, Republican from the great state of Florida. Congressman, Axios reports that the Democrats are going to unleash even more legal attacks on DOGE. Is that the only strategy they've got? Just go to the courts, that's it?
Stuart, it's good to be with you. Yeah, that's all they got. I mean, look, they can't actually attack the fact that we're digging into the books of the federal government and finding waste, finding things that can't continue. The other thing that's starting to happen is we're exposing all of the ideological spending from the Democrat Party that's been languishing in the federal government really for decades now. And we're starting to uproot all of that stuff. So the only thing they have left is to go to the courts, because they don't want to dig into the inefficiencies of the federal government. They don't want to cut out the misspending. And the one thing that's also clear is a lot of these improper payments to the tune of $250 billion every single year is because Democrats refuse to do simple things like do eligibility checks on SNAP benefits, on Medicaid, and other programs. They don't want to do that stuff. They would rather have the federal government just spend money unchecked. That's been the Democrat philosophy. This is why they're upset.
Senate Republicans, they're now taking the lead on the budget resolution. Their bill, John Thune's bill in the Senate, does not include extending Trump's tax cuts. Is that a problem?
No, I don't think so. And honestly, I think the tax policy stuff is going to get resolved. We're going to get that stuff done easily before September. I think that what the Senate is looking at is this thing in particular. We do need the resources for Tom Homan and Kristi Noem to begin the repatriation force. They need beds. They need logistical support. They don't have those funds right now. You can get that to them today, or really by the time we get that stuff passed, get it to them in a couple of weeks, and then still have the time to work through all of the additional nuance of tax policy reauthorization and mandatory spending cuts and reform. I'll add some of the stuff that Elon is finding through DOGE. You can actually get that stuff implemented in budget reconciliation for the stuff that's mandatory spending. It takes us time to work through that. So don't slow down Tom Homan and Kristi Noem from delivering on the promise that Donald Trump made to the American people. Let's do that first. We still got time for tax policy.
Are Republicans unified in the House to extend Trump's tax cuts? Because you've got a very, very slim majority. You've got to have almost unanimous agreement on it. Have you got it?
I want to be very clear with the American people. House Republicans are united on extending the tax policies of Donald Trump and adding in the new tax provisions that the president has talked about and campaigned on. We're going to do that work. I think what's holding up the House right now, Stu, is we're trying to get to an agreement on how much mandatory spending we are going to have to cut and or reform. That's the holdup, but we're going to get that stuff done, which is why I've always believed you got to go to a two-step process, get the border stuff done, get the defense money done, and then give us the opportunity and the time to work through the nuances on some tax issues and mandatory spending. But we can get all that done definitely by September, but I anticipate sooner than that.
Congressman, I'm sure you've seen this, but President Trump posted a poll on Truth Social that puts you in the lead to be the next governor of Florida. It seems like an endorsement. You know, I have to ask, will you throw your hat in the ring now, Congressman?
Not going to talk about that right now. The thing that's top of mind, Stu, are the things we were just talking about. What are we going to do on tax policy, getting the agenda done? That's mission one right now. There's a lot of conversations and meetings we're going to have on Capitol Hill. Once we get through the bulk of that, we could talk about other things.
You know, I had to ask. I mean, in the nicest possible way, I had to ask, okay? And I will ask it again.
But look, I'll say this. I appreciate the president putting that information out. That's pretty cool. But we're focused on the agenda. We're going to get that done right now.
Got it. Congressman Byron Donalds, thanks very much for being with us, sir. We always appreciate it. Thank you very much.